Good evening. How is everybody? Hey, Space Monster, Nanny Love, Audra. Wait, hold on. This thing's in my way. Okay, let me see who all is here. Cat in a Hat. Hello, Francesca, Carol, Joe Hansen. Let's see. And let's see. How are you doing? Okay, let's see. Oh, hold on. Hi, Mark. Hello, how are you doing? Happy, happy, happy. Happy to the third degree. It's been a minute. How are you? It's been a long time. Okay, okay, just a second. I need to make... Hi, hey, Geisha girl. How are you? Hey, Claire Bear. Aquarium baby. Hello, everybody. Let me see. I don't want to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. Okay, I think I said hello. Hi. Okay. Oh, hold on. Is this... Okay. I hope y'all can hear. Okay, hold on. Can y'all hear me okay? I feel like... Oh, wait. Hold on. This might be... Hold on. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay. How are you? Ethel's furious. Hi, actually, Carol, I have green eyes. I have green eyes. But thank you. And did you know that green eyes are the rarest color eyes in the world? Okay, I'm so glad you guys found the new channel. So this will be where I'm going to be live streaming for the next month or so, because my main channel, my live streaming privileges will be given back to me. Because it'd be the 90 days after Mensa struck my channel. So yes. So we have some things to talk about, right? When you say, hi. Hold on, I gotta plug in something really quick. Hold on. Okay, and forgive me, I kind of have like a little cold or something. Hey. Okay, so, Medusa's evil, that's right. Thank you, Mark. So, oh yeah, and you know what? I need to make my mods. Oh gosh, oh god, dang it, I hate when that happens. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know if y'all could hear that. Okay, let me make my mods again, right? Because whoops, I need it. Okay, I need to make sure. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay, hold on. Francesca, I'm gonna make you a mod. Oh no, what happened? It moved. It's kind of hard to do it like this because I can't tell exactly. Okay, I'm making sure. Is there anybody? Oh, there you are, Katrina. How are you? Okay, I think now. Let's see. I think everybody's a mod back that was before. And Fran, I went ahead and made you a mod. Oh, fact base. Hello there. You're a mod too, right? Okay, cool. So I know, right, Geisha girl? Yeah. So, I'm not planning on making this like an extremely long live. So I definitely want to hit some key points, continue with the Chris, going over some things on the discovery of the Watts case, the update on the Jennifer Dulos disappearance and talking about the woman of the hour, Mary Marlowe. You know, um, yeah, that's right, Space Monster. What a day it's been. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna put. I would like to have, Space Monster. If you can call in, and anybody else that would like to kind of discuss Fran, I would love to have you up. Just anybody. I'd love to have all of you guys because y'all are all just freaking badass and I love you guys. So, oh yes, I have the tape on the camera. I sure do. So, okay, so let's discuss, let's address the elephant in the room, right? So tonight, Mary Marlowe had quite a stream, right? She, Lord. So, and there's a couple of reasons I'm going to address this. One, because I'm going to call her out, but then also I think that there needs to be a call of action for her, because she is spiraling, for sure. Okay. So, yay, thank you. Yay, Space Monster. So, yeah. Oh no, he's drinking again. Nanny Love was he, what? No, Geisha Girl. Okay, that's one thing I'm going to address. Okay. So, and this is part of why we have to do this. Okay. So if you had noticed, Geisha, that she called me out and lumped me in that group of people. Okay. So first of all, she has not been hacked. Okay. It's just, if you've noticed anything about Mary, everything is like so much more dramatic and more twisted than it actually really is. And it's not just with the Watts case, but it's with everything in her life. She is a conspiracy theorist, period. But you can see, and everybody has patterns in their behaviors. And she's one that just screams out just dramatic, like almost like fictionalized, sensationalized, I don't know, like things that what am I trying to say? Events that happen in our life. So, hey, happy to the third degree. So, yeah, Aquarium baby, trust me, I was listening. I was out and about. My sister came into town and she's pregnant. She's 7 months pregnant with my niece. And I'm finally going to be an aunt. So, and I mean, I haven't seen her since Christmas. So I haven't seen her since she's been pregnant. And it was so awesome to see my little sister pregnant and feeling my niece kick me. And I just love her so much. And she's not even here yet. I mean, it's like, and she's due a day after my birthday. I mean, so yes. So, okay, Grace. Yeah, we're going to discuss all of that. Why she called the cops on herself. Aquarian. The thing is that they block anybody that says anything opposing, or if they know, like she knows me, that I call her out, they block me immediately. So, and I'm not going to play that game, So that's fine. I have a platform and I'm going to address her, I'm going to address the issues and I'm going to talk about it. So, and that's why, thank you, fact-based. I know. Well, I hope so too. Did you mean to put black hearts? Aquarian, because like that. Oh, yes, Katrina. Thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. Oh, she did. She said that I hacked, that I was part of the group, that I hate Shanann, that I say horrible things about her, that I'm, but she let me in with Armchair, Granny Fanny, Mensa, Critical K. I'm like all the people that I don't really like and that I call out. For crying out loud, Mensa struck my channel. But it's like, and that's where you can kind of see she's just, I don't even know. I mean, she's just losing her. She's just, I think this is who she is, quite honestly. But she's just out of control. And I would only hope that the way that she sees things, at least the way she relays life to her viewers, I truly hope that that's not really how she sees it, because that's scary. Because if that's the case, she really needs to be under the care of a psychiatrist. I mean, like probably hospitalized. And I mean, guys, and this is why I'm saying, that Mary, like anybody that is mods for her, that right now have a direct contact with her. And I know, I mean, unfortunately, she's the type of person, though, she will shut you out. And that's a flaw. Like, it's one thing to lack, personal insight, but when you just shut everybody out that doesn't agree with you, it's no surprise that she acts and behaves the way that she does, right? Yes, Audra, she was. Yeah. She says all the time how she was one of probably the OG Armchair. Like she was one of his mods. And she says that he stole everything from her. So all the ideas, the shadows, everything, um, it was all her. But, let me tell you guys something though. See, I myself am going through the darkest and hardest period of my life. Okay. But I conduct myself in a civil and respectful way. And I truly believe that Mary is a black-hearted person. It doesn't mean she doesn't have mental health issues, but she talks, I don't know if you guys caught this. I'm going to play it for you. And it was okay. And it was no surprise to me because like I've been saying all along, and I even said it in my video earlier addressing her, she is projecting constantly on her vision of like what and who NK is, right? She has created this person, this fictional version of NK based on a scorned woman's soul and based on what she's capable of doing, because she says over and over again how she's so manipulative, how she just chooses not to do it even though she's constantly manipulating still. And she talked about how she could pull off the perfect murder and not get, seriously guys, like she said she could plan, and if she wanted, I have to play it. Okay. It is. So for me, like I'm gonna handle this in two different ways in a sense. I'm gonna definitely acknowledge that, there's some stuff messed up upstairs, okay, with her. But she is fully capable of being accountable for her behaviors. Okay. So it's one thing to be incapacitated by mental illness, and it's another to have a personality disorder and act the way Mary is. Okay. So, but, you know, I'm going to play this part that was extremely disturbing to me. But like I said, and not surprising in the least. And she talks about constantly how she thinks that she, you know, she figures people out. I mean, she is so out of touch with human nature and emotions. And quite frankly, I swear she's on the psychopath spectrum. I'm not kidding. But because people that are, you know, even bipolar individuals or people that are even schizophrenic to a certain degree, I mean, they have a little bit more awareness of like socially, and they have empathy, and, you know, but like she is so out of touch, and she thinks, she's like, I haven't figured it out. And it's like, they are the, like she says, I hacked her. Like she says, I'm a, you know, like that, you know. So let me pull this up really quick, because I think it's very important for everybody to hear, you know, this part. So let me, just a second. Okay, let me, because, you know, you just, you know, you don't go, first of all, you don't go around and you don't slander, you don't call out, you know, you do not go around and, I'm like verbally paralyzed tonight, guys. I'm like, what the heck? What is the word I'm looking for when you accuse? You don't go around and accuse innocent people of murder, okay? And you don't go around and accuse innocent YouTubers and fuck with their platform and tell and accuse them of a federal crime, like she has done to me, Armchair, Mensa, Critical K, and Granny Fanny, saying that we hacked into her phone and computer, that we were controlling her camera, that it's not 22 anymore, that it was the hackers, that that, you know, the reason why her last live, not the one from tonight, but the one before, she didn't get a super chat. And that really pissed her off. Like that really stung her ego. And that is part of the reason why she's reacting this way. It's just, no, you know, it's like she's like a spoiled brat is what she acts like, you know. I mean, you can tell that she was spoiled. I mean, I'm not like, and I'm trying to be real, but I mean, she literally has the most entitled, bratty sense of self that I've really ever you know what I mean? Like, I mean, yes, I've seen bratty and self, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's like, you can tell but she was just, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like she was handed things on a silver platter a lot. Just, I don't know. Okay. So let me share here. I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm, you know, at like understanding and figuring people out for the most part. But hold on.
Feel
she's constantly looking at
pissy. Herself. But if anything ever happens to me, you guys.
And now it's like, and that's another thing, to sit here, and she's called her local police department, and I think that they are even concerned, you know, with her behavior, but that she's basically saying that if anything happens to her, that me, AD, and everybody that follows them, that they're to blame. You know, like what? Like, no, absolutely not.
It was someone in the AD, Granny Fanny, Dana, darling. Oh, she's so sweet. And Dana, she was, you have the
I think it's coming up.
thank again. I'm really sorry, Paula, and all my mods. Jana, the house.
I can't remember. Like,
I mean,
wait,
that's
I
the
think
kind
it's
of
like, hold on.
studio.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
She's the 2 kids in his car.
Hold on.
Being out front Nate's house. That was obvious.
I can't remember exactly.
Like, because she saw that he was kind of your deal about finding Chris a place and him to do. They had a very bond. Luckily, the water company had the same damn thing. He was going to lie and trying to play it back with them to say, you're fucking with the wrong person.
Hold on.
You know, I could probably, if I was evil, plan the perfect murder.
Listen to this.
I would analyze exactly how to do it and think of every scenario. That's
okay. Hold on. No, because like she typically puts her videos on Creative Commons, but even at that, this is for commentary, but this is for a serious situation. She literally, I'm going to play this back again. And hold on. I wonder. Okay, hold on. So what are we at right now? Okay. Just listen to what she says.
Maybe a cruise ship would be good for you and all your minions. Come on now. You could get away with it. And if I go, you could murder me and throw me over the bow. Yeah, I guess it's really dangerous to go. And it's like Disney cruise even. It's crazy. 760 viewers. Yeah, and when I shut this thing off, I usually have between 25.
Okay, and first of all, I want to make sure everybody can hear, right? Could y'all hear that? Yes, right, Grace. Yeah, he did. Could y'all hear that? I just want to make sure that y'all could hear. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? Oh, yeah. Kind of, yeah. Okay. So, and to answer your question, Cat in a Hat, yeah, I mean, yeah, I really do. Because she openly says all the time how, even in this video specifically, but she's saying right now, she's about to say how she could plan and commit the perfect murder. Okay. And just listen to her. Okay. Just hold on. Just a minute. Let me get to this really quick. Wait, where am I? Oh, wait. I'm like, where? Oh, here we go.
100 and
okay, hold on.
3,000 that watch it that don't have accounts, but just watch it.
Yeah. Okay, listen.
All righty. So my main thing is to say sorry to all the mods that I've pissed off. I realize that I have been consumed with this case and I have not had the time between my daughter, my working, and in this case, it's constant. And sometimes I just don't have the energy to go into the Facebook group. And yeah, I just kind of left them out on their own and they didn't feel appreciated. And I just want to say that I'm truly sorry, Michelle and Paula, for that.
Went a little too far.
And Jana for the I would
here we go. Hold on.
Appreciated. And I just want to say that I'm truly sorry, Michelle and Paula, for that. And Jana for the trouble that I've put you through. A lot of people are going to start, the bigger you get, and they're going to just start tearing you down. But I'm going to take it because I don't give a shit anymore. I didn't have the skin for it 3 months ago, but now
about to say it. Sorry.
Because I have figured out their psychology.
So no, you haven't figured out anybody's psychology.
Back with them.
Absolutely. No, you have not.
You're fucking with the wrong person.
Just listen.
You know, I could probably, if I was evil, plan the perfect murder.
Are you hearing this, guys?
I would analyze exactly how to do it.
Are you hearing her right now?
That's a manipulation. And I have gone into
Did you hear her?
Radio stations.
She has
a really good looking sales guy. And I want to get to know him. I don't go to the extent of looking up, you know, who he is and his wife and all that. I could have totally
did y'all hear
take advantage of a married man, but I didn't feel right about it.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear how she said that she could plan out and commit the perfect murder? That she has thought about it, how there have been plenty of times where there was a cute guy and she thought about that if they were married. So what have I said all along, guys? Like, what have I said about her? I've said that NK represents, she is projecting on to, I know, right? Space Monster. I'm going to play that again. I'm going to play it again because I think this is very important to be heard of what she is saying.
Appreciated, and I just want to say that I'm truly sorry, Michelle and Paula, for that, and Jana for the trouble that I've put you through. A lot of people are going to start, the bigger you get, and they're going to just start tearing you down, but I'm going to take it because I don't give a shit anymore. I didn't have the skin for it 3 months ago, but now I do, because I have figured out their psychology. So I'm trying to play it back with them.
That's what she's about to say.
Say, you're fucking with the wrong person. You know, I could probably, if I was evil, plan the perfect murder. I mean, I would analyze exactly how to do it.
Do y'all hear
think
this?
Of every scenario. That's a manipulation. And I have gone into radio stations, and there's a really good looking sales guy.
Are you hearing
and
this,
I want to get to know him. I don't go to the extent of looking up, you know, who
Mary
he is, his wife and all that. I could have totally tried to take advantage of a married man.
What is wrong with her?
But I didn't feel right about it.
I mean, you know, I mean, seriously, guys. And I'm like, why? I'm like, people, she does not deserve, because this is making her ego just out of control. Like, she feels like she's invincible. Like, she's so special for getting 7,000 subs, you know? And it's just like, come on. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm still just like, what? Like, and like I said, I've said it over and over again. Have I not, guys? I have said that she, like, NK is her. Because she constantly says, I'm manipulative like that. If I wanted a guy, I could seduce him with my sexuality, like, all the time. That she's always brags that she's a manipulator. And it's like, she is just out of control. But to sit here and say that she thinks that she could plan and execute the perfect murder. I mean, what? And it's like, and what I'm going to say next is not like her, how she's always like, unsub to the trolls, right? No, I'm going to say this because she truly is a bad person. She has the capacity to hurt. And this is a reason why, too, I think why she defends Chris. Because, I mean, I feel that, like, people, you know, birds of the same feather, you know, flock together. But at the same time, people, you know, I mean, serial killers, they have, in my opinion, because everybody has trauma and hurt and anger and hate inside of them, right? And people that are typical and are, you know, not a personality disordered person, we're able to channel it in a healthier way, right? But like people like her, or like serial killers per se, they, in my opinion, a serial killer picks a certain type of victim, and it represents the trauma or pain, the hatred that they feel, the shame that they feel, right? Inside of them. And the only way to deal with it and to release the emotions is to kill something that closely resembles it, right? It's evil and horrible, but I see Mary doing that with NK. Not only has she had a past with being cheated on, but literally she is projecting her self-hatred onto NK. She is basically like, that's her like way of like, let me see if I can just describe this better. We all have like self introspection, right? Where we look within ourselves, self-reflection, kind of having this dialogue with yourself. What did I do wrong? What could I do better next time? That self dialogue is very important, right? For growth, for, for being the best person you can be and the most toxic free person you can be. But with people like Mary and even my husband, they lack this key component that makes them potentially very toxic and harmful to others, right? Because they are unable to look within themselves at any given moment, take responsibility for what they've done and the hurt they've caused. And instead, they project and they have that self-dialogue, but it's the emotional whipping boy, if you will. Okay. You're their soundboard because you got to get somehow your brain has to get it out. Okay. Like it has to dump, like it has to get these feelings or thoughts out, right? Some way. So with serial killers, it's through murdering. Okay. Through narcissists and people in that spectrum of disorders, it's more of a projection, projecting their self-hatred, projecting their defaults, their faults. Their pain, their self-hatred, instead of like keeping that within themselves and dealing with it, they do it towards you. And so everything they're saying to you, as hurtful as it sounds and as angry and hateful, it's really a reflection of how they feel about themselves, right? So, yeah. Exactly, Carol. Yeah, exactly, Audra. Hi, Matt Sully. Where's my bodyguard? And I will always love you. Grace, I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too. That was my favorite movie when I was young. It's getting worse all the time. And I'm sad and angry that she said that about Shanann, right? Yes. Welcome, Matt. Right, Geisha. Exactly. But yay. Hey, Matt. So, right, fact-based. And so when you really, truly understand psychology and I'm, like I said, I'm not saying that I'm not a doctor. I do not have a degree in psychology, but I'm very like, psychology fascinates me, and I'm very in tuned to people, and I'm an empath. I bleed empathy and love and like feelings, but I always want to understand everyone, like why they do the things that they do. You know what I mean? And so let's see. Right, Grace? Oh, Matt. Isn't that funny, Matt? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, I just felt like, because you were just like, oh, I'll stand up for you, because that night I was talking about my broken heart and how my ex-husband was really mean to me and everything. So, but that's awesome. I love that. Like, well, actually, Geisha girl, Actually, they look like his mom. They look like his mom too. Because she was going to adopt him out. He didn't know he was a bastard. I think he basically thought that his mom was like his sister for the longest time. But it wasn't until he was a teenager that he found out by finding his birth certificate that he was a bastard. And that just, he already was on that psychopath spectrum, is what I like to call it. But that was the tip of the iceberg. That's what really caused that volcano to erupt, right? So, thank you, Matt. You're so sweet. But yeah, if you look at John Wayne Gacy, he was a serial killer that had a family, kids, and he would go out and prowl for young boys, teenagers, and he would engage in sexual acts and then murder them and then hide them in the crawl space beneath his house. But he was, if I remember correctly, he was raped and molested by an uncle. So you see that's that self-hatred. That's him wanting to kill that hurt little young adolescent boy. And it's evil and horrible, but it's, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. She was embarrassing throwing out. I need to do. I know. Her actions, when the police got there, oh, thank you, Grace. You're so sweet. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know what? It means, of course, everybody wants to have people, but I never want to have flying monkeys, but I do want to have people that can testify to who I am as a person and as a creator. But never would I want, they do, they'll come in mobs and they'll bombard lives. Just, hi. Oh yes. Kansas City Lights, the BTK killer. Wow. Yeah. Great one right there. Idea. Killer, horrible. Yeah. If y'all don't know who that is, means, what happened? I don't know what just happened. Hold on, guys. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Oop. Sorry. Just a minute. Okay. Sorry. BTK stands for bondage, torture, kill. So yeah. And he was, his serial killing spree lasted from, I believe, the 70s to the early 2000s. He was finally arrested in 2005. The hell? Oh, guys, I always start hearing noises. Hold on. Yeah, that's, I should have a night to discuss a serial killer. That'll be a good thing. And, just again, all in the name of understanding psychology, forensic psychology and the capacity of certain humans. Well, fact-based, and I really appreciate, there's a difference between standing up for somebody and being a flying monkey. So absolutely, if you think, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm an amazing person and you should be honored that I'm here in your presence, bind, right. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm saying bind, yes, bind, torture, kill. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, but yeah, now, sure. I absolutely would say if you're in a live or see a video, absolutely, if you want to stand up and say, this is not who Jamie is, this is not her, then please do. But I would never be go swarm and attack and say hateful things, you know. Let me see. Let's see. I thought everybody would be up watching Mary Marlowe's. Well, they were. I mean, oh, thank you, Mark. That's very sweet. But yes, fact-based. I would be honored if you would, in a civil and, you know, respectful way. But so, Trina, if you were trying to pull me into a cult, I would resist. Yeah. And that, I mean, that's the thing. Like, she is creating a cult. You know, because when you start blocking out any outside influence, then that's creating a cult, you know, mentality. And that is very dangerous. Okay, it's very reckless and it's wrong. So, guys, I see a couple of people. Why would she call the police on herself? Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh, Ethel, I love you so much. Oh my God, my little Ethel. Just a minute, guys. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ethel. I love you to the moon and back forever. So why would one call the police on themselves, right? Well, you know what, fact-based, sometimes you gotta get a little dirty, okay, a little rough, okay? You gotta, you know, sometimes because that's all they can hear. That's all that they will listen to, because the nicer you are sometimes, the more that they will just use you as a doormat, you know? So just find that fine line, you know what I'm saying? Basically, anything that I've said on my channel, you know, sorry, whew, that's so loud, like it like picks up. Okay. Oh, my sweet Ethel, I love you. So, anyways, why would one call the police on themselves, right? She's setting up her narrative, exactly. So now it's become Team Mary, hashtag Team Mary. Now she's the victim. And she's creating a whole new, like, fictional, like, horror film storyline, whatever, like she was doing with the Watts case, right? You know, but so, because obviously she has been calling her local police. Oh, sorry. And somebody like her, too, being as narcissistic as she is, her ego is, their egos are always so fragile. And just the slightest bit of criticism will send them just in a rage. Okay. Like, yo, how dare you, you fucking piece of shit. You're out for me. You know, like, you know, I mean, so, right. I mean, you know, with her whole thing about, because I think there was a couple of things why she was saying she was hacked. I don't know all of the story, and I think there may be some of her ex-mods in here, but I want to say there was something with Facebook with some scamming, and then she wanted to claim that they were cloning her, which one thing she said tonight was she had to, like, shut down these mirror accounts of her, right? These duplicate accounts, these in her name, right? And she was like, I don't know. And I never knew if it was going to be my main channel or not. I'm like, that's a lie right there. Because she's thinking that y'all have no idea how this works. Okay. But it's like, if you have control over these accounts, that means that you created them. Right? I can't just go in and be like, I'm going to fact-based, I'm going to shut you down. You know, I mean, there is a clone account of me. I think a couple of them. You can't go and do that. But she was sitting here saying she was doing that because those were her accounts that she created. But I think too, with her mods, her ex-mods coming out and being more vocal about her. But everyone that I've met and that has talked to me has been extremely respectful, has not been like, so Mary, you're lucky in that regard too. But she's trying right now, guys, this is what she's doing, okay? And just hang in here with me. This is what I believe is happening. She knows that there's a handful of people that are kind of running the channel circuits right now, coming to my channel, coming to different people's channels and talking about her and how they were and their grievances with her. And she is now creating the situation where she's been hacked. And whatever they say is like, it's not true. And that they victimized her and that they're doing everything again. No, she lacks the ability to take responsibility for anything, even as stupid as not getting a single super chat in her last live. Multiple times she has said that in multiple videos leading up to the live from tonight. That bruised her ego, okay? But she'll be like, well, I mean, I don't really care about the money. That's not what it's about. But then she talks on here about needing to pay for the security system that she just installed to protect herself from the fake bullies. Let me tell you something too. And this is what really, again, showing where she's so disconnected, just like Chris, just like anybody that is in this, has this mental capacity, okay? Maybe the psychopath spectrum. But if I believed I was being hacked, okay? Number one, and saying everybody's been looking at me naked and stuff and putting me on the dark web. Number one, if a cop came to my house, I would turn off my life. I would not sit here and yell and be like, what do you want? Right? And then try to bring him on camera and sit here and talk about how the trolls are out to get her. But then he's like, well, would you like to make a report right now? She's like, I'll do it Monday. I got to get back to my live stream. So right there, that says everything. Okay. Somebody that is truly in fear of their life is being threatened would not act the way she did tonight. Especially if you were supposedly quote unquote hacked by multiple people. As you can see, she likes to do gang style. For some reason, it takes like a gang of people to commit any given freaking crime. From the Watts family murder to her own fake situation, right? Yes. Single mama's dramas. Yeah. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome. And she was saying too, she was like, and they hacked my super chat and they were like, and all the chats that I got. And I think she's saying this because she wants people to feel sorry for her and give her more money, because she was saying this such a bad, same thing with Chris. They lie, but they're really bad at it, in the sense, maybe making it up on the spot. Right. But she was saying, because she's gotten quite a bit of super chats in the past. Right. But all of a sudden, because she says that she's been hacked all this time for the past 2 months. Right. So all of her behavior, all of the things that might be questionable is because of the hackers. And they turned off her super chat, which I've always seen the freaking number symbol, and that means it's turned on. And all the chats that she's gotten somehow they took it back. She didn't get him after all. Okay. She's saying, but I didn't really get that money. So, she wants to say AD has a freaking, a tip jar in front of him. Please help me. I mean, really? How blatant is that? To sit here and be like, yeah, and I did get super chats before, but they're the trolls because they said they donated, but there was no money. It's like, what? So you're wanting people to feel sorry for you and give that back or something. But yeah, she's very open with wanting to make money off this case. And another thing, she talks about how she was fired. She was not fired from her job. Okay. And for weeks and weeks, she was moaning and complaining about how much she hated that job. And she was always like, well, let's see if I still have a job. She's like, but I wouldn't mind if I didn't. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what that noise is. It's all kinds of noises sometimes. What's that? Oh, well. Yeah, exactly. Space monster. That's exactly what she said. Yeah, I know, right, Geisha? No, she has nothing. No. And she was saying that too. She's like, because she hired herself an entertainment lawyer. So now she needs money to pay for that. So she's trying to create reasons to sue people, but she's creating them. Like nobody's doing this to her. So she's paid money to this lawyer for no reason, So she's trying to create a reason, Like it's just, but no, she did not get fired from her job. And like, Critical K made, and that's another thing. Birds of a feather flock together. Critical K, I hate how she flip-flops and she expects people, it's like whiplash. It's like, and she never fully, I don't know how to, but she did this video reaching out her hand, like to Mary, and she's like, it is despicable if they got you fired. And I know people that are of the highest ranking in the police force, I guess FBI, which if she did, then I think she would know a lot more about this case. So again, I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. But, Mary did a video. She did a video at her job at Walmart at the call center where she was looking at the her online dating stuff, and it was inappropriate. She's supposed to be working. And so they saw the video and somebody called in and said, yeah, I think you might want to look at this because this is what she's doing. She's basically making a mockery of this job and not doing what she's supposed to do. And they pulled her into the office and just gave her a talking to, basically a warning. But then she was like, well, I was going to quit anyways. So bye. But now, even though she quit, she was not fired. It's like she's going to keep saying that trolls got her fired. Yeah, fact-based. Stay away from Critical K. Okay. Like, because see, the thing is that for the longest time, she's always been a Chris Watts sympathizer. Critical K has. She constantly sometimes if she gets drunk enough, she'll talk about how sexy he is and all that stuff. And she bashes Shanann, and she's bashed her viciously. And that's all she does. All her live streams are solely based upon bashing Shanann, bashing the Rzuceks, and being a champion for the Watts family. But when the Watts family did not want to have anything to do with her, because they didn't talk to her, wouldn't answer her, she was like so pissed off because that bruised her ego. So she started calling them out, all based selfishly and self-centeredly, not because they care. Their ego was bruised. Okay. I think that she was probably as serious as she is. I don't know. But she's kind of, she'll do this sometimes, because like Kay is definitely a narcissist. Okay. She has her flying monkeys, and yeah, she does bully, and they make fun of people mercilessly, in her groups, and it's despicable. And so, but occasionally you might see just a little bit of a human emotion from Kay, but it's rare. It's like, what's something that's really rare, like that you basically never see. Yeah, right. Fact based. Yeah, because she subs. She's a substitute teacher. Wait, let me see what Mark said. Hold on. Grace, I bet he does. Hold on. What do you mean? Hold on. Am I not getting something? Hold on. Oh, I get it. That's cool. Oh yeah, I love that pun. I bet he does. That's good. I love that. Because AD is a gambler. Oh, and yeah, now she's setting herself up like she was doing before for if anything happens to her, blame it on this group of people. And somehow I'm lumped in there. She calls me limonheads, So Francesca, like that's one thing with going through this discovery of this case, and the interviews and personal testimony and witnessing, who these people were, Shanann and Chris. It's a weird thing that happens, and it's usually there's always a group of women that they sympathize extremely with, like, men that commit murders. Excuse me. And and I can't remember. I'll try to remember to link there's Live Abuse Free and Dr. Todd Grande. Oh, good night, Ethel. I love you. Sweet dreams. I love you. So I just lost my train of thought there. Okay, yeah, there we go. I saw your name, Fran, and I'm like, back on track. So basically, and like I said, I'm going to link the videos in the description, but they talk about this. There's been studies that have been done on the phenomenon of fan clubs of murderers and serial killers, and why that happens, and why do these women do this and fall in love with these evil people. And so, yeah, but they definitely fall into that group. And I can't understand. I mean, was Shanann bossy? Yeah. Was she assertive? Yeah. But that doesn't make her a bad person, and, in every relationship, there's a gardener and there's a garden. Okay. And we're talking about, this is a metaphor describing the person. So I think you can understand what I mean. Sorry, my cold. When I say that one person's a garden, the other person's a gardener, right? And that means that one person needs more tending to. They need to be taken care of a little bit more. What I'm saying. And then the gardener is the more assertive person that's like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this, because it's usually in relationships, it's the yin and yang, it's opposite, they balance each other out. And so, and in the Watts situation, Shanann was the gardener, and she was tending to the garden that was Chris, because he was a man baby. Okay. He had to, you had to tell him what to do, and like in painfully exact detail, so, and what, and I hate when people start, because let me ask you, here's the question I'm going to ask too. When they start digging into Shanann and they start saying, and she was 3 months behind on the mortgage and they were this and they were in debt. Excuse me, wasn't Chris there? Wasn't he working? But nobody says that about him. They're not like, he was the man of the house. Like, he should have been not only protecting them physically, but taking care of them financially. You know, and I'm not saying there are plenty of marriages where the man stays home, and that's okay. But you know what I'm saying typically overall, and I'm not even going to give them genders. Okay, there's usually one that's more, that brings in the money. Like I said, gardener, garden, okay? But why is, but wouldn't you, in my opinion, that makes me look at Shanann and be like, I feel more sorry for her. The fact that she worked her ass off, that she had 2 children, was pregnant, took care of them, and had a husband that just was a man baby and didn't take care of shit, So it's like, I don't understand how people falter and how they're like, oh, they were in preschool. It's like, and? Like, that's a good thing. They're able to get education and socialization. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of hearing this. It just makes me, it really infuriates me when I hear the sympathizers of Chris. It's like, how in the hell can you sympathize with him on any level? Yeah, exactly, Mark. It's like you got to basically burp him, like after, and that wasn't a real burp, but like after meals, I mean, so, in my opinion, she was stressed out. Okay. Like she was stressed out. And even towards the end, she was fighting for her marriage, you guys. He had emotionally disconnected. He was having a fucking affair, and why are people not focusing? Those people, why are you not? I'm sorry, guys. Some of you guys, I'm just like, when I hear, and I guess recently, and a fellow creator really, really disappointed me, very much disappointed me. And I don't even know. I was so just disheartened and what they said, their paradigm shift, about this case. I'm like, and some of you guys, Cat in a Hat, Fran, you can probably guess who I'm talking about. But that was like, I was just like, what? And they were like, yeah, and she was basically, she had watched Mensa and set the record straight. And that's what she's believing now. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I am like, it's just very upsetting, And this is where I'm like, how can you have the discovery and the evidence, And again, I want it to stop with this whole but we've got to think critically and we've got to, it's like, look, when a murder happens, when a case like this happens and there's no evidence or there's no, discovery to look at, yeah, you're going to have to speculate some, right? Right? But to a normal degree, okay? Even without knowing the discovery and concrete facts of this case, I think myself and I think other people included could put the pieces of the puzzle together. I knew he killed his family. He was having an affair. I never thought that the mistress had 1 ounce of, guilt for the murders. Yes, she slept with a married man, but she was being lied to. But we won't get into that right now. But yeah, like, but when the discovery comes out, he confesses not once, but twice. In his second confession, he truly confesses in the details he gives and the discovery that's available and the evidence, and how in the fuck on God's green earth can you come to the fucking conclusion, and I'm sorry for the F-bombs, guys, but somebody help me understand how anybody can still come to that conclusion. That, no, not okay with that. And it's one thing to not know much about the case and be truly wondering and wanting to know and have questions. But I'm talking about people that do true crime like me, that have been following this case from the get-go, that have been talking about it for months and months, right? That is disheartening. When that happens, right, Kat? I mean, it's just, I can't. But anyways, let's just get off of that one, right? So, exactly, Kathleen. So, it's just really, when it comes back to Mary, and I'm going to put that out there, like, if you've never been on my channel, if you've never seen one of my lives, I am not a hacker. Okay. I have no idea how to do that. This woman, Mary, is lying. She is a manipulator. It's sick. And she is emotionally manipulating and fucking with not only other people's platforms and their channels, but also her viewers' emotions. And I'm not okay with that. Will never be okay with people manipulating their viewers. Right? Yeah, single mamas, yeah. Let's see, right? Well, yeah, right, geisha girl. And most of them most likely had a father that abused them and most likely abandoned them. So, sorry with the F-bombs. But yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Grace. For people like that, like typically I'm like, I can't hurt a fly, right? But for people like this, hell yeah, I'm like, and maybe that's where my projecting comes out, where most of the time life and as a whole is precious to me. But the evil people like Chris that take it away and that are just, I'm like, they deserve exactly what they did to, people they murdered, Right, Kathleen. Exactly. So, it's just wrong. It is wrong. What, hold on, I didn't, yeah. Yes, let me, actually I can play that because I know that for sure is Creative Commons. So let me see here, hold on. First, let me, hold on. Let me share. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, I know a lot of the people that were watching were like me, like trying to see, like, they're trying, they're watching the, what I'm talking about, like the train wreck, like, but wanting to know the facts and seeing what she's saying about them, or, let's see, hold on. Let me make sure I have this. All right, hold on. But I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, more people need to hear like YouTubers like me, and I'm not trying, and like even mommy ramblings, like people that actually speak the truth, okay, and that open their platform up, and like, I'm not, you know what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Let me get to the okay, let me get to the video. This is like, I guess she started when, oh my God, fucking shit. God damn it. Fuck. Oh my God. That scares the shit out of me. I don't know if y'all heard that, but oh my God, beware if you go on her channel. There's a video that comes on that goes, yo! Oh God. Just about had a heart attack. I'm like, hold on. But she, actually, okay, I'm just gonna have to do it that way. My God. So I'm gonna play it right now. Hold on. Right. I'm like, can we get can we get that kind of numbers over here? Like, because I really have some great things to say and great points, and like, I'll never steer people in the wrong direction. I promise you that. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, this is, wait, let me make sure that it's kind of, well, she doesn't have Creative Commons in there. I don't know. Oh God, it scared me. I mean, I always forget that. But I don't know. I thought I could have sworn, like, it's weird. Some of her videos, like every video that I've ever used in my Rocker Girl interviews, they're all Creative Commons. Yes, Fran, like I literally, and especially because this microphone picks up sound so much, I like just, like it's scared the crap out of me. Yeah, let me just, I don't want to give her any more ammunition. Like, good morning. Oh yeah, she talks like Granny Fanny, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna, But anyways, she was just basically saying the same thing she did in the live, but just calling me and like a 80 and Granny Fanny and like Mensa and Critical K out. So yeah. But yeah, she doesn't have any proof. And that's a big thing. It's like, you have to have receipts. I mean, even with her coverage of this case, she even said, there's no need to, let's not even look at the discovery anymore. What's the point? It's not like they're going to do anything. So we've got to make our own discovery up, Yeah, me too, Fran. Yeah. But, yes. So, I mean, that right there, it's like, that's not true crime, yes. Well, Fran, I mean, yeah. And she has everybody wrong. Whoops. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. But since it's not Creative Commons, I'm going to hold off on. Right, Fran. I think she's up to like page 700. I don't know, but you can pay her to listen to her read the discovery. And unfortunately, like, I'm going to be on live just a little bit longer, but as y'all, I have a cold. So, and it's like, there's just so much to talk about, even with Mary Marlowe or there's just so much. Looks like I just might have to go live twice a day. No, I'm just kidding. But definitely, I'm going to definitely go live earlier. But this week, and I'm going to have at least like one evening dedicated, and maybe sometimes I'll make just videos and post them, but I would like to have like at least one stream each week dedicated to like a serial killer or a mystery, something, just that kind of stuff. And also, guys, I'll put it in the description, but I have a Facebook group, so join that. So what Mark, let's see. But obviously she's called that police, they've been there before. And she was even like, yeah, and will a detective be in? Because I want to pick his brain about this case. It's like, my God, yeah. So I don't even know. And then it's like, I don't know if y'all noticed in her live. I mean, she didn't even have the respect to get up and see the police officer out of her house. Like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, literally, she stayed there talking to her live, and he let himself out of her house. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? And also, if you noticed, you can see how she lied and how she called the police herself. You want to know why? Too, is when they first got there, they knocked on the door and rang the doorbell. She's like, what? Who is that? I'm doing a live. I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that door. And then she's like, hopefully they won't, hopefully they won't ring again. And then it happened again, and he started knocking. And then she's like, what? And she got up and she smiled, that duping grin. And she was like, what? I'm doing a live. What do you want? And it was like, it's like there's so many signs to show that she's the one that called the police. Like, Shane's like, ugh. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, she asked him to come on, and she's like, oh, well, he has a badge. So typically, I mean, is she talking about the kind like a detective, or is she talking about, is he in a uniform? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Like, she's going to be there and they're going to be like, help, and it's like, and again, she's obstructing true justice, because wherever she is going to tie them up. And like the CBI in Colorado, the FBI, they have cases that need to be solved, and she's wasting their time. And same with her local police. Like, she's going to go waste their time. Right, Dragon? Yep. She smiled. I mean, there's something about, like I said, personality. Yeah, duping to light grin. There's something, Chris did it. There's something about these personality disordered people that it's like, I don't, it's like this, like, because it's like, subconsciously, it's like, it just comes out, and I don't know, yeah, I mean, he was, you could hear that he did have a, like a walkie-talkie thing. What am I trying to say? What am I saying? You know what I'm saying. Hi, Denise. Hey. But he was communicating with the person. So I think that she called. She's like, yeah, and they knew when I was going to come live, and they called about an hour before. You know what I mean? It's like, why would she know all these specific details? How are you, Denise? And hey, Dragon, welcome back. Okay, this is okay. When she has had someone leave her, she does a narrative and sets the story up because she's afraid she's going to get right. Exactly. And was I not, and you may have been out when I said that, Space Monster, but that's exactly what I said. I mean, I have her pegged like a mile, like thousands of miles away. Like, that's exactly what I said, because there's some mods that left her and that are out, and they have dirt on her, or that they may talk shit about her, she, instead of like owning up to anything, she's going to create this narrative, and this situation where she's manipulating it, and she does not have to take any responsibility. So everything is everybody else's fault, and it's sick. But unfortunately, my chest, my cold is like, my chest is getting a little worse, and I'm probably gonna have to stop way earlier than I wanted to, but I know you do, and that's why but I know that you're more than, I think you're not you're not in the closet with your history with her. It's damage control. Yeah. Well, Katrina, like, because they were mods in her Facebook group. So, and probably had access to some of her Google Drive, maybe. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, what she claims to be able to do, she can't, because she's just that out of touch with human emotion. But I am capable of understanding the psychology of people, and I'm not saying to a professional degree, but just a basic understanding of who they are and why they do the things that they're doing and what they're potentially capable of. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what? What? All right. What are you saying? Right. Yeah, exactly, Mark. What were you saying, single mamas? If you can get your hands on some wellness for you. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. So that is what she's doing. And it's like, it's a sick emotional manipulation. They lie. I've seen over and over again, Molly, even Laura, like a lot of them, Critical K, like they all, like they cannot admit that they are flawed to that degree and that they screwed up royally, and I don't understand it, because I'm always like, hey, I'm sorry if I did anything or caused anything negative. I take responsibility, yeah, exactly. I'd be mortified. Exactly, Audra. It just shows again. And and this is interesting enough, because she was talking about identifying with Molly Golightly. And she was addressing Molly, like saying, like, I'd like to talk to you because I understand what you were going through and being attacked and everything. No, Molly set herself up. She manipulated people. She screwed herself, but she never wants to take responsibility. But it's just interesting because Molly, for the longest time in her life, she'd always be like, somebody's going to end up calling the cops on me. Or she'd be like, I already know I'm going to be murdered. I'm going to be murdered. Somebody's going to murder me, And it's like, what? But everybody was getting, like, for a while in that group, like Makeup Mobster and some other people got the cops called on them when they were on a live for a welfare check. And so Molly, nobody ever did that for her. But she would always, you could tell, because she would be like, well, I'm surprised nobody's done that to me yet. And then finally, when Laura was having a live, and some of the people that were so loyal to Molly for the longest time went on her, like Laura's panel, like she was like Onique, like Oni, like he was texting. He was like getting texts, and he's like, you know, Molly is like, the police are getting called. Like she thinks that she's having a heart attack. You know, she was freaking out because she didn't want any dirty laundry to be aired out. And that night, what happened? The cops got called to her house, her new house. And she filmed it. She called it on herself. Now, Grace, I will say, like, I mean, at this point, like, I mean, I'll still stand behind when I called her out about the Frankie thing, and some of her behavior, but I don't really have a qualm with her. And I even, because I could tell she was spiraling, and I was like, if you need someone to talk to, but she hasn't done the level and like that Mary is like this is a whole other level. But she kind of, and that's interesting. Thank you for bringing that point up, because she is mirroring Molly, that she's mirroring her. So, oh, you do, Mark? And, and that's the thing. And what I'm like, I always welcome everybody that I ever discuss to come up. They're always welcome to come and talk, so I'm not going to sit here and talk about somebody and accuse them of things and then not give them the chance or ability to explain their actions or themselves or whatever, right? But yeah, she has, Kathleen. She even said in one of her D lives, she was like, because that's when I went in. I was like, if you ever need to talk to somebody, I'm here. And then she was like, hey, everybody. Because she calls me Lemons. And she's like, hey, guys, I haven't told anybody this. She's like, I was going to tell Brian, but I knew he'd make a video. She's like, but I secretly like lemonade, So, okay, just a minute. Okay, yes. Let me get the link really quick. So would you like to come up for here we go. There is a link. Hold on. I'm going to use the restroom, but if you're going to come up, I'd love to have you up, Space Monster. I'm going to pull you up, and then I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I feel like, I think maybe you've gotten, because that's happened. Like I've seen it for some reason. When that couple of times you've been in Bella's live, she had to step away, and you're like, hello, okay. Oh, here we go. There we go. Hey, lady.
Hello, how are you?
Fine. How are you doing? Or if you're gonna come up, I don't have it. Oh, right. I can hear.
Yeah, I have to mute this.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
There.
So,
hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. You've been very, very good tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm dealing with some kind of cold or something, but yeah, I just definitely, this is an issue that needs to be, brought to light and discussed, because, it just leaves so many people that don't understand who Mary really is. It leaves them confused and victimized, basically, because they're like, what? Somebody hacked her? Like, what's happening? Like, and I do not like that. I don't like.
I understand. And what she's done this past, well, it's been like a week and a half, because it started, we saw the telltale signs.
Right.
Or she started getting sick, right?
Right.
Now, this is Mary's MO. And I said that to you, and you did say exactly that. She sets up a narrative when something is going to go wrong. And I discussed this with a couple of people that, and one in particular, that her and I know her very well. We don't know her very well, but we've had experience because we worked with her when she first started.
Right.
Now, the way I see this, and I could possibly be wrong, but I've got a feeling that because she's lost 2 of her Facebook mods and she apologized profusely because she didn't pay attention to them, which is what she does to everybody.
Yeah.
With her. She does not care less.
Yeah, because she's a narcissist.
Yeah, and she abuses, she just doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, so this is my idea after we've discussed about what we believe could possibly have gone wrong. And when we hear people like this talk about something, there are elements in their conversation that are true. And we saw that with Chris, right?
Right, exactly.
So when you hear her say the fact that somebody's hacked her, we've heard this happen by AD once before. And we've heard that also. I think Marissa may have said it. I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. But people use this. Nobody can hack anybody. And as Critical K did say, nobody's interested in hacking anybody on YouTube. We're so uninteresting. It's not funny.
Right.
And why would they bother? They have bigger fish to fry out there. There's no way. And it's so sophisticated that none of us out here have the ability to do it. It's just rubbish.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, and it's a federal crime too, to commit. And I won't put it past some people. You're going to have a handful of people capable of doing that. And if they're crazy enough and they get angry enough, but still at the same time, it's like, that you have to have a real reason. Hackers are not going to sit here and, over some YouTuber like Mary, they're going to do that. And you know what I mean? That's stupid. They're going to do things like, have you ever seen the show, Mr. Robot? They're going to do it on a grand scheme, a grand scale. They're, not to get into some YouTubers.
They're going to cause chaos. They want to cause the most amount of chaos and damage they can possibly do.
Right.
And it's certainly not to someone like her.
Right.
She's so unimportant, it's not funny.
Right.
And to think that she's using this word hacker and throws it out there, and most people go, oh my God, you've been hacked. Oh my God, I got hacked too. That's just rubbish. It's either a Trojan or it's a malware or whatever it is. That's not hacking. That's just you've just been sent something that's going to just infiltrate and do things and damage things to your computer. It's just not going to happen anyway. So our take on this is what has happened is that she's lost these 2 faithful people that have probably been working a lot of hours, which is what we all did. And her first original main mod was working between 6 to 10 hours a day.
Oh my gosh.
Fact, where she would do jack all. She wouldn't do anything. And she never read the discovery. And as she says now, she's only up to page 800 and something. Right. All of us that have been in this case have read these files back to front.
Yeah.
We know what's going on. She doesn't even know the back of the paper. And so this is the picture that I see, is that she's got no filter. We know this because she said some really bizarre things to us. I strongly suspect that she's possibly been doing some naked filming of herself on her own computer.
Yeah, maybe.
She's really worried that maybe some people have had the keys to her so-called computer, and that the possibility is she thinks that these people have downloaded any information that she has had in there. Now, she has no filter because we know that she said some really bizarre things to us.
Okay, Mike.
As you heard her say today, if I was a murderer.
Good night, Katrina. Sorry, go ahead.
If I was a murderer, this is what I would do.
I know.
Who says that?
Exactly.
I don't even think AD, as much as we have, or even Critical K and all these people, they never say this sort of stuff.
No.
Nobody says, if I was a murderer, this is the way I would do it. This is really creepy.
It is. Yeah. Critical K has taken it to a certain level, especially if she's had a little bit too much of her adult beverage. She said some things, but not to that level. Like, I mean, I was just stunned and shocked and like, what the F, like, what is she saying? Hello, Midwestern Mary.
She has a filter. So she's set up a narrative, which is what she discussed when we left, is that she makes out that, oh my God, people have got this information on me. And we do have some information on her. But you know what? We've sat back quietly. We've said nothing. We left quietly because we couldn't stand the behavior that she was exhibiting.
Right.
She's unstable. And when push comes to shove, that's when she starts taking out her ugly behavior, which is what we're seeing right now. Okay? Then she starts calling out people that really, nobody's really done anything to her.
Right.
That they left her.
Yes.
They left her behavior behind.
Yep.
And so then she starts thinking, oh my God, they've been looking at me. They found those nude videos that I've been putting up on eHarmony or whatever I've been doing. And you have to think about it. She gets out of the shower and she's been creaming herself and all these things.
Right.
Like, who cares? We don't want to know about that. But why are they significant? Is she really been creaming herself in front of a video? Has she been lying on the bed doing these things? One has to think about this,
Right, exactly. She's projecting. And like you said, it comes out in these half-truths. And they almost sometimes they almost like a Freudian slip, because it's like, even though they may not have the same level or like limbic system or like empathy or connection to human emotions, it's going to come out some way, and I just feel like, and they're so out of touch that way that it just kind of comes out. Like, so she probably is maybe doing that. And then she's just like projecting it. Like, they've been watching me.
Exactly.
Like, I've been victimized, but she really means, like
2 months, like, who's going to be watching her for 2 months? That doesn't, she's probably, because she was sick, she watched some movie on television there is a movie on television about a young girl that had somebody get into her computer, and she probably saw that and went, bingo, that's what I'm going to use.
Oh, yeah. Remember what movie was
Remember that movie that was on Netflix? It was really scary.
Yes. What was it called?
Oh, I don't know, but you know exactly what I mean. And,
yes,
this is, all of us have been in the YouTube genre for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And she happens to be the most bizarre and most dangerous person out there right now.
Yes.
Because what she's doing and what she's saying is really
dangerous
to you guys and to anyone that she's called out, really, because they're all lies.
Exactly. It's slander. And it's wrong. It's straight up slander. And she had been, and I'm going to say an interesting thing. I pinned Fran Cheska's comment because, again, you can see patterns in these people. And she said a group of channels wouldn't get together to hack another channel. And same as a group of people wouldn't come together and kill a pregnant woman and two children.
I mean, like, we're all fascinated with this case. There's no question about it, okay?
Right.
And as Frank Rzucek said, please just go off the discovery.
The truth, stick to the truth.
Right? We've got to understand that whilst we may speculate things, they're personal within a boundary where we can just talk quietly amongst ourselves. But the way she talks about the children's death, the fact that she talks about them being raped and molested, she's talking about the fact that she's getting threats and all this. This is all her. This is her ick. This is what she does, and she's done it on so many occasions. She hates the fact that people leave her, and she's openly said on many of her videos, "I'm a hard person to live with. People don't stay around me long enough."
Right. Right.
Right?
And I mean, but she is just in your face. Like you said, no filter, no, but the problem is because reckless and dangerous because she, being grandiose, thinks that she knows people so well, that she figures people out, right? She did it in her radio days. I read that article that was written about her.
She doesn't know her arsehole from her fanny. She does not. You know? And the fact that she called Granny Fanny out, Granny Fanny has not said one thing about
I know. That's what I'm like. He actually was defending her, or you know.
Karen, I can't wait for him to come out and do something.
I hope.
Time now.
No, I don't know though. Well, I mean,
he's going to come after her hammer and tongs. But the fact is, and then she goes off and she talks about God love her daughter. Her daughter must be up with a hell of a lot. She goes out and says some horrible things about her own daughter. None of us knew any of that information, but she puts it out there.
What did she say? What did she say? Well, what did she say? Like,
I'm not going to say it. You can go back and watch it, but I'm not going to say it.
Can you just email me? Like, just email that to me. I would never. I would never. It's only for me to understand, like, the person and understand, because you know what I'm saying.
She said it in this post what Granny Fanny had said, and
yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes, and that is horrible.
Why would you say that about your daughter?
That is fucked up. That is wrong. Like that fucking pisses me off. Thank you for reminding me. Like, that is wrong, and that is an example of her projecting.
Yeah, it's all about her. It's all about her. Yes. She doesn't care. She threw her daughter under the bus. Then she threw her body under the bus, and that is why lately I've been speaking out, because she threw her first main mod under the bus. She started talking about her. She's a liar, and she knows that. And I've got things on her, and I will call her out till the cows come home. And Mary, I'm not frightened of you, baby. Not at all.
No, you have nothing.
Who?
Exactly.
I'm not foul mouth like you, and nobody speaks disrespectfully like you. You know,
maybe Laura can get those F-bombs, and you know, Laura has a little bit of a morbid mind herself, but you know, but she overall, though, I don't think, like, I mean, with Mary, I mean, it's like, are you that disconnected to reality that you don't realize that you're not only continuously committing a crime by slandering people over and over,
saw she did another video that she's screaming left, right, and center. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, and did you get the ones that she, really quick, I'm sorry, like supposedly she posted like a bunch of videos today, but she took some of them down.
No, this one was posted on a private part of her.
Okay, yeah, please do. Yeah.
Posted out, and it is crazy. Like, I understand, you know, seriously, she can possibly be unstable, and that's a very, very sad thing. But at the end of the day, nobody else has done this other than herself. Everybody that has been part of her so-called Team Mary, which is what was named by her by the main mod, you know, everybody has supported her, and all she's done is kick them in the teeth. Every single one of them. And it's disgraceful, and it's not reasonable, and no reasonable person would do this. And she's not a reasonable person.
Exactly. And I mean, it's like everybody is expendable, and everybody has a means to an end. And it's like this kind of person is extremely dangerous and reckless, because they don't care who they hurt, even their own flesh and blood. Right. And, you know, and the fact that, like, I pinned Denise's,
that was just awful what she said.
Yeah, it is like, but the thing is that, and she acknowledges that Cody, I think it is, that she's, and maybe even Damon, but like the guy, the coworker of Chris's, he's having trouble getting a job, and it may be Damon too, you know, and she acknowledges that, and she's like, oh well, gotta get justice.
Yeah, she's like, boo-hoo.
Yeah, it's like, what?
And yet this woman gets herself sacked by talking foul mouth on the computer while she's supposed to be teaching students. You know, she gets herself sacked when she's talking on the telephone, on a live while she's looking at eHarmony and her boyfriends or who she's going to have. And that's funny. She's the one that gets herself sacked. She's had trouble all the way through her life, and she knows that. She's admitted to drugs and alcohol. She's admitted to the fact that she has been an abusive person. She admits all these things, but it's okay that she's that person, but nobody else can be flawed. Nobody else, like the fact that she talks about those people not being able to get a job, how does she know that they haven't gone through this as a tragedy themselves? They're victims as well. We don't know what they've gone through, and she's a disgusting person.
Yeah, she is.
She thinks that she's the only person that should sit there and go, kitchen, give me.
Yep, exactly. And she says it. She's like open. She's like, I need money, like to pay for my security system, my lawyer, my this and that. And I'm like, this is where, and this is, and I'm like I said, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but since I have like experience with, being married to a personality disordered person, it's like they always are projecting, and they will project on you because it's like this anger and hate, right? But it's self-hatred. And it's like, because they know, like, and they're like subconsciously they're wrong, but they won't admit it because their like ego won't let them. And so they just like vomit it, like they just projectile vomit like verbally on you. And it'll come out, like these things, like these truths they'll seep out if you listen closely enough.
And she knows that we have many correspondence from her where her behavior has been below, down in the gutter. Like, she sent me a video from the last time I spoke on another channel, and I didn't respond to her. I've never responded to her since I've left because I haven't had the time of day. But I do have the time of day to do this because of her behavior now, and the fact that the last straw for me with her was after she started saying that Shanann had been raped and the children had been molested. That was it for me. I just could not tolerate that any longer because she just pulls this out of her arsehole.
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys, but she does. She somehow it just farts out of the back of her arsehole. And she grabs a hold of it and she goes, that smells so good. I'm just going to get that one out. Oh, my God.
Good Lord.
It makes me really upset because it's upset a lot of people in the community because we all have our differences. And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
And we can disagree. And that's okay. But what she's doing is blatantly slandering people. She's calling people trolls. She's saying that, she sits there and says, if anything happens to me, then you know where to go.
Or my daughter, which is kind of scary. I mean, I don't want to cause like a panic, but I'm like, like that sounds very Chris Wattsy. Like
this is just her shtick. She just loves to create drama.
Yeah.
She loves to mouth off and think that and I'm really sorry for all the other people that listen to her because I really do believe her. And I really wish they would go back and look at all the stuff that she said because she repeats herself over and over and then she forgets about her lies.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And we've all seen that happen before in the Chris Watts case. We've all been watching a true crime in front of us and she thinks that she can pull the wool over our eyes.
I know. Exactly. That was perfectly put. Yeah, that's perfectly put because that's exactly what's happening. It's like, and they're so disconnected. Like you can see Chris and her, they're so disconnected with emotions and like human reactions and you know what I mean? Like they think they understand, but they don't. But it's like, and they don't really think sometimes that what they're going to say or do is going to like cause like like hurt, or I don't know, like it's just this complete disconnect, and it's very scary.
Hang on a second, Francesca. I just want to read this. She was nice to you when you were her mod. Actually, she wasn't. She never ever really acknowledged me until I brought up some she needed some information, and she pretended again, like she's pretending she did today. I want to thank all these mods.
Right.
And at the end, she sort of says, I really want to say I'm really sorry to the mods that have left me and to Yana, and she puts them through hell. She does nothing for them.
Yeah.
She's the one making the money. What do they get? They don't get anything.
Right. Yeah. And that is a good, like, again, that's exactly what a narcissist does. They give, like, they ignore, and then but when you present them with something that is useful, then they, you become their favorite little pet for a minute, and then it just makes you feel so important. And it's a psychological mind fuck. And that's part of the reason why, and I understand it, because, it's like you feel like you have to perform to get their love or get their attention,
I didn't perform for her, that's for sure.
What?
I didn't perform for her, that's for sure. And I think that's why she wouldn't connect with me, because my main intention was to be in there because I knew exactly what was going on. I was there to get the mods out.
Right. You're like, your mission, rescue mods.
It was, because I'd seen this happen in another channel. My sole purpose was to keep a watch on the mods.
Right.
Because I knew exactly what she was like. I was keeping an eye on her because I've seen it happen to another mod in another channel where it's devastating if they give money across and they manipulate. And that's what she was doing. And it took me a while to work with the other mod to get her to start to understand what was going on. But that was my main purpose there. That was the only reason I was there. And I can say that for a fact now. I was there behind the scenes to make sure that they could get out. One of them didn't get out, and she's still there. And I'm worried about her because I know exactly what Mary's doing with her.
Really? Like, what do you think that she's...
I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay. I think I know. I mean, we can message about it, but I think I suspect what...
But that's the reason I was there, and Mary she can think that she reads people. Yeah. She probably read that I was something, but she had no idea really what I was doing there. I was covert. Right. She didn't know it. And that's the fact. I was there because I wanted to get what I needed from her and get those girls away from somebody that was going to abuse victims like them. Right. She does what's called... She is abusing vulnerable victims. That's what she does.
Yeah, she's a predator.
Yeah, she is.
She's a predator. And
she grooms people like predators, right?
Yeah.
So if we know what predators are, we know what kind of predators groom.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That condition. They condition. And, and it's just, it's like, it's so sick, and it's like, and that's why I do what I do as well, and I'm thankful to have people like you that kind of have that same mission, and, not only like helping people that you see being victimized, by another person, but you're doing it not to, like bully the person that's victimizing or harass them or anything. Like, you're doing it in a responsible way, a civil way,
She didn't know why I was there. I played the game. I did what I had to do. It's like any covert person that has to go into somewhere. You have to behave a particular way. Yeah. At the end of the day, you're in there for a reason. And the reason is not for the person that is on the channel. It's actually to get to the other people. And unfortunately, there are a lot of channels that are out there victimizing people. Now, I listen to a lot of channels. I agree with quite a few of them, and I disagree with some of them. But I don't go and do anything to those, because then they're basically harmless in a lot of ways. Everybody has a right to talk. I have no problems with her if she was doing something that was valid,
right,
and responsible.
exactly, exactly.
She's not a valid person, and she's not responsible.
Exactly. Perfectly put. And that's what I always say. And I usually have it in my description, but it's like, you know, these creators that are not using their platforms responsibly, you know, I'm going to stand up to them and call them out. And especially in this case, it's like there have been so many victims. Okay. Like, and the Rzuceks, I mean, having to hear that second confession and the details and, you know, and just, I mean, the devastation, and they're getting victimized over and over again because of channels like Mary that.
Look, YouTube can be a fantastic place for a lot of people. There are a lot of people out there that need to have an outlet because they're sick, they're bedridden, they may be dying because they have no other space to be. And YouTube has some fantastic places where you can go and you can have a laugh and you can watch people that unbox things and they're telling jokes, and then you can go to a crime channel and then you can do this. But then there's other people that just, and if there's anything, she's actually the troll. She's a troll, right? By behaving the way she does. She throws out this word troll like she understands it completely. Well, she doesn't. Again, it's just coming out the back of her ass, and she has no idea what she's talking about. So I personally, from having been around and watched what's going on, I find that when I've seen some of the victims giving thousands and thousands of dollars away to people that are just sucking them dry, and they're actually in the process of dying, I find it just disgusting.
That's horrible.
I will defend those people because they're the people that need to be defended.
Right.
Not people like her.
Exactly. And it's like, and the fact that she's just, you know, making herself a victim. And I mean, and it's like, now it's like she's taking I'm like, you're taking the focus off of the case and the, you know, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, it's just like, you need to just step away.
Never a case. It's always been about her.
Yeah. Right? Exactly.
It's always been about her. It's not about the case. It's about her and her problems and what people are doing to her, and how, you know, you just have to look at all her videos. It's all about Mary.
Yeah. Aquarium Baby. This is Space Monster. She was a former mod, right? Where you were in her group, right? So she had, you know, she knows on more of a personal level, Mary, but you know, but and the thing I love too is that, you know, and it's just funny to me because like Mary is like making this big like apocalypse type like doomsday situation and getting all her viewers like all fired up, like, oh my God, these ex mods are going around and they're hacking away and they're, you know, and it's like, you know, actually like, you know, you're not the first ex mod of hers that I've talked to. And quite frankly, y'all have all been extremely respectful, and you know, like you're not sitting here like her, like, hey everybody, like I got some juicy news for you, you know, like no, it's like, and that's what it's about, you know.
When you think about it, none of us said anything, right? And she got on there and she did her sermon on the the sermon on YouTube with the tears rolling down her face about how she's going to have to stop because, you know, she's been given some information. And this is the thing. She said in that post that she's got back there, all of you can go and watch her wonderful sermon about the fact that she has to get out because she realizes that she got shown something by somebody that had sent it from the Rzucek, and they're very unhappy with her, right? So she says that, and then she disappears and she makes up her Patreon and Facebook page and hides herself and builds herself up, and all of a sudden Aideen's getting attacked, and he can no longer talk about the Watts case, and she comes out like a bull. And she blasts out there and starts saying all these things about what she's discovered and this, that, and the other. And she starts slamming people. She starts slamming the main mod. And then she starts with these innuendos. And, of course, we say nothing. We were dead quiet.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I mean, that is, and I can testify to that because, like I said, you're not the first one that I've talked to. And so it's like and these personality disorder people, it's like they're their own worst enemy. And there's actually a psychological term for it, but self-sabotaging. It's like they self-sabotage, but then it's like they blame everybody else, you know?
She admits to that too. She says that I self-sabotage myself. Like she says all these things in a video, and today was a classic one, Lemonade, because the fact that she says that she can commit the murders. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, that is scary as hell.
Everything she says today is about herself.
Exactly. Yep. How, you know.
She was in front of a mirror and she was talking to herself.
Exactly. Projecting. Exactly. Like, it's just, like I said, it's this weird, very damaging, but like I said, it's this phenomenon that happens with personality disorder people, because I've 14 years I've lived with one, and you're like, are you sure you're not talking about yourself? Because like, like what you're saying is not me, it's you. But you know what I'm like, it's like, unless, you're just in like literally off in like La La Land, right? Just not here. Like, no matter how, much of a psychopath or how, like if you have thoughts, okay, and you have memories and you have, memories of actions that you've done or thoughts that you've thought about, right? Like, it's there in your brain, right? And so your brain, somehow it's going to come out subconsciously, or that duping smile, somehow it's going to come out. Like a lot of us, I like to talk through problems. So mine comes out that way. It's a lot more healthy, non-toxic, but it comes out one way. It's, it's kind of like waste, if you will. If you look at it like, like waste from our body, same with brain, with thoughts and emotions and experiences and traumas and hurt and happiness. It has to come out, just like the toxins from the food we intake. So if you look at it that way, somehow it's going to come out. It's, it's not just going to sit there. At some point, it's going to slip out in some way. And so that's what kind of tends to happen with people like Chris, like Mary, that are really, really personality disordered people. And they're just very toxic and they're very destructive when this happens. So, and some are more like in your face and more grandiose, like Mary. And, and the reason why, again, like, and I'm saying personality disordered. I'm not giving any kind of like specific, I'm just saying, and you can easily speculate about that. You don't have to have a degree, but So I want to make that clear, because a lot of times people will be like, oh, are you like a psychologist? Yeah, exactly, Franny. Yeah, it kind of came to me, and thanks to Space Monster with the like the gas passing, the flatulence or whatever she was saying.
Oh my God.
That made me think, same way with the brain, like it has to come out. I mean, if we didn't pee and poop, like what would happen? Like we would die, and because our body would be overflowed with toxins, right? And everything would shut down. Well, the same thing happens with your brain, with thoughts and memories and feelings, right?
Yeah.
So it's just in that.
She said, I sat there for 3 hours, and I thought, if you sat there for 3 hours and did that, then something's seriously wrong.
Oh my
So
God.
you sat there for 3 hours and decided to think about how people have been doing this. No, she sat there for 3 hours and made the narrative. And then she sat there for another 3 hours and continued to build the narrative. And then she kept pulling more out of her ass. And she crop dusted all the way around her house. That's what she did. And she continued to crop dust.
Crop dust.
Every day.
Love it. Crop dusting.
All over the place. And
crop dusting emotionally, right? Or, with her thoughts and everything. That's really cool. I think we came up with a nice, like, interesting metaphor, a way of, understanding.
Anyway, I've decided that I just wanted to come there. But so the thing is that this is her setting up a scenario, the story, the narrative, to the fact that her poor mods have left her because she's, kicked them to the curb again. She's done what she does all the time. And she's worried that maybe somebody saw her nudie photos or her naked postings on Patreon, that she's on another station, that she does something. I mean, Patreon just isn't for people to write and do blogs. They can also do naked postings and God knows what else. I mean,
and I'm good.
She's in the dark web.
Yeah. Oh, like, this is funny. Okay, so Luann just asked, and that's okay. A lot of people don't know what doxing is. Doxing is basically when you take private information about somebody, not something necessarily that you can find on a, like a public domain, but like, their address, their full name, or, birthplace, and just, air it to a bunch of people.
For example.
Yeah. I'll give an example.
Yeah, and she says that her telephone number's gone out there, her password's gone out there. Stop your crop dusting, Mary. You just
your emotional crop. Yeah, I think we just came up. Francesca said crop dusting emotional waste. I mean, you and I, Space Monster, we just came up with a great metaphorical term to understand why this kind of stuff happens with these personality disorder people.
Listen, babe, I'm going to go now.
I'm not going to be on much longer, but I'm so glad you came up. Yeah, you're always welcome. And like, I was going to ask you, like, because I have my Facebook group, but I mean, I've never had one before, and I know you've had some experience, but like, I don't know if you can help, and anybody else that has. I would love to bring on a couple of, mods for the page. I really want to get it. I want to grow the group, because I really feel like that the group that I have, like, it's important to have that to exist, for people to be able to come in and understand the case and everything. But I would love for some people that have experience.
I think what's really important with everybody's platform is that one of the things that I can say is that all of us have opinions, and I think it's really important to allow the opinions to be expressed. And sometimes it's going to get under our skins, okay? And it's not going to sit right. But we can go away from it, and we can think about it and say, why is it making me uncomfortable? Is it because it's hitting a nerve? that's making me uncomfortable. And so there's I think it's really important that stations that are channels that are out there, that even though we've talked about Mary tonight, I don't care if she stays on and she does something else. I just don't want her preying on the vulnerable people that are out there, which is what
exactly. And that has been my mission with calling out these YouTubers. And I'm glad to have a person that is, has kind of a similar mission. And I think it's very important to do this, and somebody's got to look out for these people. And I just hope that we can get enough awareness out there that
the reason why I do this is that I'm a bit of a lone wolf, right? And I do this because I do it when I can see that there is something that is going to go terribly wrong, and we're seeing it right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so therefore, for me, I think the other channels that everybody talks about, I don't go anywhere near them, because they are just opinions and speaking from a place where they're just putting out. I mean, Mensa is a whole different ball game, and she's on her own, and I haven't gone anywhere near her because really she doesn't. She just upsets people, but she's not necessarily doing what Mary's doing, if you know what I mean.
Kay, you said?
Mensa.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it kind of like cut out for some reason on my.
No. Look, when it comes to Kay, I actually like some of the way that she poses discussion. And I know that's going to probably get under your skin, but that's okay, because I like to think that I can listen to people and think of what's being said, and try and recognize that this is okay. It's not doing anything really. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and I'm all for, like I said, having and talking with people that have, such polar opposite perspectives. But, like I feel like Critical K can take it a little too far and victim bash, and like at a certain point, there's certain levels of speculation with cases that doesn't, and especially with what Mary's doing. I mean, that's just out of this. It's just out of control.
You go to an extreme, Mary, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you talk about Kay, and I'm not going to criticize Kay in any way, because I don't listen to her a lot, and I've only been in a few times, and I've listened to some of the things, and I've been quite surprised by the discussion. And I like to have somebody test my abilities to be able to rationalize with something. And we all of us have the ability to talk our mouths off too much sometimes in one way or another, right? Mm-hmm. And so we have to be careful that we don't think that I'm not out there to save the Rzucek family, because I can't do that. You can't save them. They have people around them, and they need professional people to support them. We can't do that. We can only say that we empathize with the situation, and we want to say that we disagree with some things that go on out there.
I mean, I feel like, though, especially with Frank coming and doing the news conference plea, I think that we definitely can help them if you go about it the right way. Like, I feel like how I do things and how I am, trying to go back through the discovery, discuss the truth, keep Shanann's legacy and the memories of her and her babies alive, and offer whatever support. And we can help them in that regard, and help to try to, put the spotlight on people like Mary and even AD that are blatantly saying, F you, I want to keep doing this, even though it hurts you. And so I do think we can help on that level.
Frank did that specifically because of AD.
Mm-hmm.
It was specifically targeted. It was because of his behaviour. And I knew, as I said to you before, we had all those images. We had all those videos in May, right? We did not give them to Mary. We did not put them out there because it was information that was something that was too. What were we going to do with it? What was it going to prove by putting any of that information out? All it was going to do was sensationalize and make somebody become important. And that's what he did. And she gave him that information. And you know what? He frothed at the mouth and he did exactly what I thought he would do. He posted them all, right? And that sent them all into a tailspin, and that created the problem for him. So he was speaking specifically because of him, because he was behaving badly. You know? And that's why he was pulled off. That's why he was not able to talk about anything to do with the case.
Well, I mean, Mary should be in that same position.
Yeah, because she's flown a little bit under the radar, you see.
Not anymore, you know what I'm saying?
She's not. And, you know, the Rzuceks haven't been around because they have been in a position where we all have to remember the anniversary of their passing was only a month ago, right? Or just recently, Also, we have to remember that it's not just that; it's the burial of the family that has come up, and they're grieving this. So their grief is something none of us can comprehend.
Oh yeah, I mean,
anybody talking about anything right now is not okay. Anybody talking about anything, because they're struggling and they probably want to come back and not have anything being talked about, really.
I think, though, he made it very clear that if you are going to discuss it, stick to the truth. Now, the reason why, like right now, I just feel like there's this wildfire of conspiracy theories that are just between AD and Mary and, you know, Mensa and set the record straight, but that are just kind of getting out of control. And we got to get our hose of like truth and facts and evidence and discovery and just like put out these wildfires of just conspiracies.
Yeah, but Lemonade, it is happening, you know, because at the end of the day, what's happening really is that, and hang on a second, Mark Klein, no, I don't believe has 41K. Absolutely not. And yes, he is not really allowed to speak. He's not allowed to speak about NK, Francesca. He really is not allowed to speak about the Watts case like he has been speaking about it. But he's trying. He's testing the waters out.
He started back with a vengeance recently.
He's testing the waters out, but it's just a matter of time. And I think really it's about time everyone just lets this case go and we all move on. There's some amazing cases out there right now, and we just let them have some space. If they want, they're going to want to come back in to some of the rooms, and they just want to be around and just be able to, if anything comes up, then that they can have that space. But I think talking about, like, there's not many channels really even talking about it at all apart from Mary and him. And I don't know, Mensa maybe, if she is. I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, but even, you know, Critical K, but, you know, right now for me, and I'm going, especially this coming week, I'm going to kind of try out a new kind of format with my lives. But, you know, I feel that I want to get through the discovery and evidence and, put the truth out there. And then people in the future can go back and look and listen. And because, like I said, those conspiracies and stuff are just like on fire right now. And, I feel, drawn to that, like as a mission, like especially after hearing Frank's plea. And so, but I'm doing it in a very respectful way. And there's many people that have just are learning about this case and they want to know about it. But we're going to start, talking about, I want to do Susan Powell coming up. I have some really interesting cases that I want to talk to you guys about. So yeah, it's just going to be, we have just a little bit more to go, with the Watts case. And then, but yeah, like I think, but everybody knows it's not going anywhere. It's going to always be one of those cases that is always going to be talked about in some way. And
it's going to be like any it's been kind of like a milestone case, really, because of the amount of social media that Shanann we had access to, and we have become voyeurs. And I don't like necessarily to be a voyeur in everybody's personal life. I find it a bit uncomfortable. And I'm only there if I have to be. So for me right now, it's kind of like I need to let it rest. I need to let it be at peace. But it's calling out someone like Mary and her behaviour, which is different. And it's not necessarily talking about the case. It's actually talking about, because she's taken the, like you said, she's taken the light off the case and shone it on herself. So
right.
More about her and her disgraceful behaviour. And I just feel that it needs to have some breathing space. It's a little bit like the JFK, there's always going to be talk about it. There's always going to be times that it comes up, and it will always be an incredibly famous case, no matter what happens.
Right.
But it's like a little bit of time for me, and I'm talking only about me, Lemonade, is that I would like to let her and the children and the Rzuceks be at peace for a while now, and let them have some breathing space. And I think that that's fair and reasonable, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, exactly. And like I said, what I'm doing is, with especially with Mary and stuff, because I just, she is out of control and dangerous and reckless, and she's definitely, she's definitely going to be one that is causing distress and pain to the family. So, and like I said, I wanted to go back through it anyways, but then, and then in the future, here and there, we can have like, updates and seeing, any updates with that case. But yeah, I'm just spending this small amount of time.
That's okay. And just to say this to everybody as well, there is no more discovery coming out.
Yeah, there's not.
Wherever they got that from, that is just a load of shit. Again, more crop dusting going on. So
crop dusting, mental stuff
is ever going to come out. We're not going to know until it comes out. How the hell do they think that they know that it's going to come out? And anyway, what's happening tomorrow? There's something, the Stephen Avery. There's some new things happening on that tomorrow. I can hardly wait. It's like you said before. Somebody said today, it's like the what's his name? Jonestown. What's that guy from Jonestown?
Okay, yeah. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but yeah. Oh, the cult leader.
Yeah, the cult leader. It's like, you know, the end of the world's going to come. And so they say, oh, tomorrow something's going to come out. And then it comes up and it goes past and they don't even say a word about it. And everyone's like, where's all the discovery? Or what's this thing about Avery? And they go, oh, well, it's going to come out another day. Or maybe it's going to come out on March 22nd or 22/22 or something like that. My God.
Well, now she says the 22 is not anything. It was the hackers.
It's all cult. It's all cult-like. It's just...
Yeah, it is. It is. Exactly.
Darling, I'm off.
Yes. I always love having you up, girl. And I'll have you up very soon.
Yep. I'm off like a crop duster.
Okay. Thank you for your input.
You're great, Lemonade. Bye-bye, Lemonade. See you later, everyone. You're all wonderful.
Yes, we're all limonheads.
I want to see another parody. You do so well with your parodies.
Which one would you like? Who would you like me to parody? Like, you want me to do another Mandy Moralize, or
pardon?
Would you like me to do another Mandy Moralize or Mensa or?
Well, I'll tell you what, let's see what pops up in the next 48 hours and let's see what you run with. Okay.
Yeah. And anybody else that wants to vote on that. I'm going to get, I want to get my Patreon. I want to get that, and I want to have just a section, not necessarily that you have to pay per se, but just a membership, or even actually a Facebook. I may make a Facebook group just for my Making Lemonade channel Facebook group. And I want to have a place where everybody can congregate, not just in the live streams, So that's important.
What you have to do when you're going to do anything like this, right, is set up your boxes on a piece of paper and write down what your ideas are. Put them up on the wall, right? So you've got you're thinking about Patreon, you're thinking about Facebook, you're thinking about something else, right? Then look at it and then start writing in each one of them. And as you do it, you start to formulate what you want to do, right? It's like setting up film cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do something like that and then walk away from it. And every time you think of something, see where it's going to fit in any one of those boxes. And then all of a sudden you have your tree of what you want to do. Right?
Yeah. I mean, gosh. And I like I said, for some reason, I don't know if it's my headphones, but you were kind of coming in and out, but I would love to talk to you off live and just kind of give me some ideas and any guidance. I would love some help because I want to reach just as many people as she does or anybody else does, because I feel like there needs to be a group like this that discusses the facts and the truth, and kind of versus the conspiracies and the fiction of this case, but allows people to have a safe place to discuss everything and to just, have a really great, productive, progressive conversation and understanding. But yeah, I mean, anybody that has experience with that, I would love.
Yeah, look, you've got my information.
Yes.
You know that, and Catherine Popar, yes, like a mission statement, and it's and anything you do like this, it is a business. You've got to look at it like a business, right? You've got to have a mission statement. You've got to have a vision, and first of all, start by doing those things, and then begin to think: what is my mission? What is my vision? You need to have those in writing to be able to understand where you're going to go. And if you don't, then it sort of just becomes, you don't then have the ability to plan what it's really going to. It might start out at something, and as you're moving forward, then you begin to let it grow to be something else. But you've got to put it down visually and write it first. It doesn't have to be very much, but like I said, if there's 3 things that you've already thought about, put boxes, put them in coloured pieces of paper, write them on the wall, and then start adding to them. And like Catherine said, if you've got a mission statement, write something down that you're passionate about.
Right. That's some good advice. And, but I definitely want to have, a few. I have one mod, but I definitely want to have a few that are kind of, we don't necessarily have to have, because nobody has the exact same views, but that, that have been there, done that, know how to help create a good group. And so, yeah, like, I would love any guidance or help.
Anybody that makes an attempt to do anything on YouTube or anything on social media has started, right? The problem is that people don't recognize that if you want to make this become something that is nothing but if it's a hobby, then that's one thing. But if you want to grow it further than a hobby, you need to sit down and critically think about what it is you want. What is your goal? Where do you want to take it? Right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I know that might, but I know how this goes. I know what this is like because I've been down these roads. And I know what can happen if you don't start that way, because you sort of, you end up not doing, like for Mary, what was planned is we always said to her she should always have at least 10 videos in the bank, right? Because that means that you are way ahead of time. It's like an author. I mean, look at Rowland's. She sat down and she mapped out everything in her books. She's got family trees to all of the families in the books that go backwards even. So it's the same thing for you guys.
Yes. Now, I want to thank everybody for coming on. And I'm like, my eyes are like starting to like close. I'm so tired. But, but we, and then I could go on and on forever. But yeah, but I love you. Thank you. And I always love coming on, and I look forward to having you on the future, and, just creating a great place to discuss the things that we need to discuss. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. And, I look forward to seeing y'all in my live next time. So,
and hasn't this ended up on a lovely note?
It definitely has.
Well, and that's before I go. This is a joke, and nobody's probably going to get it. And I can't even remember it right now, but I'll have to hang on a second. Here we go. This is what we say in Australia. She was only a horseman's daughter, but all the horsemen knew her.
So, wait, okay, hold on. She was only, so who are you talking about?
Well, it's nobody I'm talking about. She's only a horseman's daughter, but all the horsemen knew her.
She's only the horse. I don't know if I am too tired or what.
Does anybody get that? Does nobody get that? Right. Only a horseman's daughter.
Well, because
but all the horsemen knew her.
So, because there's only one?
At the end of it, I say all the horsemen knew her, but then I put it together and say all the horsemen knew her.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Good night, everybody.
I love it. Yes, it's all been about poop and emotional crop dusting tonight, guys. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Bye, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Space Monster. Thank you for everybody that were here and contributed. You guys are awesome. And just make sure that you've subscribed to this channel. And This is where I'm going to go live from for this point forward until October. I get my main channel live streaming capability, but I like this one because it talks about being the live stream live channel, whatever. but yeah, and I hope you guys got something out of this. We always have so much to cover, but tomorrow's a new day and we'll be at it again, guys. I'll live stream tomorrow night, and I hope to see all of you guys there. Thank you to all my mods. Y'all are amazing. And everybody that's new here, welcome. I hope you stay. I think I have the link to my Facebook group, the Watts case, facts and truths versus conspiracies. So everybody head on there and, get on there, get in that Facebook group. And yeah, let's rock and roll, guys. Okay. But I'm sending you all my positive love and just virtual hugs, and just be kind and loving, but always stand up to bullies. And I'm sorry that I'm a little under the weather. But okay, song time. What song would you like me to sing? It's, I'm a little, my voice is not going to be on key. I mean, well, it's going to be on key, but it may not sound the greatest, but I can sing a quick song. What would you? I don't know if he's still here. Virtual hugs. What song? Oh, yeah. Even through the darkest, what is that? Be it thick or thin, always someone marches brave here beneath my skin. Constant craving has always been. Yeah, hopefully you liked that. So, but yes, I will try to always end with a song, right? Was that okay, Mark? I hope you like that. Good night, Audra. Good night, Fran. I love that Kaling song. Or like Heart. I hear the ticking of the clock. I'm lying here, the room's pitch dark. I'm wondering where you are tonight. No answer on the telephone. But the night goes by so very slow. Oh, I hope that it won't end though. Alone. Till now, I always got by on my own. I never really cared until I met you. And now it chills me to the bone. How do I get you alone? Alone. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But yes, guys, I love you all. Enjoy me next time. And like I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my main one too. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay? I love you all. Sweet dreams.